Well, Juan, BNE had once again take a big scalp, a big team name going your way. Do you get some sort of increased level of intensity when you play against one of these top teams to just level of focus and intensity?
When we play tier 1 teams, yeah, definitely we do. Like we focus a lot more. We're much more into the game, and but if we do this with every other team, I guess we can reach a really higher level of consistency. But that's what we're working on. So, yeah.
Yeah, what is the difficulty? Because I can imagine when you go into a game versus G2 or FaZe, it's quite easy to realize, okay, we have to respect them right from the get-go. It's another level of focus. But when you're going into a team like a tier 2 side or a smaller side you feel more equal to in terms of experience, maybe getting into that zone is a little harder?
It's a little harder. It's a little harder because we have a problem because a lot of time we have a lot of confidence and we just underestimate sometimes the teams. And I think it's something that needs to change definitely for us. We need to get into a better headspace, control our emotions, control our ego a little bit, and things will get better for sure.
Now, we have seen, the emotions is a big part of BNE. It's a big part of who you guys are. So when you do get maybe a little too emotional or you let them kind of take over the game, how do you guys manage that at the moment?
I'll repeat one more time.
So when you have these emotions and you get really fired up, how do you sort of manage that so it doesn't distract from the game?
I don't know, to be honest. We have like 2 or 3 years now that we're playing at this level with high intensity and high emotions, and I guess with time you just get used to it. You become immune to it. So day by day we're just getting more and more immune to this kind of system.
I heard the same answer from Heroic, actually, because they practice with that same intensity, they feel that way. But I want to talk about finals and some of these big pressure games where you just need that final matchup to get the win, and sometimes you guys are unable to get it done. So I want to talk about CCT finals in Malta and Melbourne. In terms of winning some of those high pressure games, do you think that could leak into some of the high pressure games here?
This is the thing, because even those finals that we played were not that high of a pressure. Like, we didn't feel pressure at all. Maybe that's where the problem sits, because we need pressure. We need to have the pressure to perform. We're a team that perform a lot better in pressure situations. So I think whenever we relax too much, just like in CCT and in Melbourne, we just don't perform at our level. So I believe we need to have some sort of pressure, some sort of stress that keeps us going on.
Well, you guys beat Apeks in RMR in overtime, right? So that was definitely a pressure matchup right down to the final line. Do you expect a close game again today?
If we start on the right way as we're expecting, and not to throw like 8 rounds in a row and start in a big disadvantage like last time, I believe we can have a much better game this time.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Cheers, Juan Flatro. Hey, Stigo, great to have you here again. We started in the Challenger stage, now you're here in the Legends. I just want to talk to you about your development throughout your career, because I think there's many points you've kind of had to reinvent yourself as a player, play different roles, figure out what you had to provide to your team, and I think you're a player that thinks about that a lot. So I'm just wondering, what is it you think you provide for this team?
So this is a question I've been trying to answer throughout my career, because you always develop as a player, but it always spirals back into kind of being more supportive element on the team when it comes to either in-game and out-of-the-game stuff, trying to make the team more calm in the stressful situations, because those happen a lot. Try to find consistency and mostly be like supportive when it comes to consistent communication and being open-minded about problems and dealing with them. This is something that I've always find myself getting into, and it's interesting to me work with these kind of things. And obviously, when it comes to like firepower and everything, I'm trying my best to improve individually as well. But in our team currently, there's some other players that are capable of like hard solo carrying, and I'm just here to enable them.
Yeah, we're looking at your team. I think it's maybe debatable who the star player is, but in your mind, who is it?
It's really hard to tell. It depends on the maps, on the roles, on the sites. Like, we try to scramble things out around. It's not like only fixed role that we have is probably that Nok is OPER and Kixon is IGL. That's it. Other than that, it depends on the map. Someone else is anchor on different maps. Someone else is playmaker on different maps. So it really depends. So I think we're all capable.
Now we look at BNE, it's a team you played back at the RMR, a loss to them in a close fashion. When you look back at that as a team, what did you learn in review?
Yeah, I think we lost to Inferno, to them on Inferno in overtime. I felt like it was a game that could have easily gone our way as well. We just crumbled a little bit to their play style, which is a little bit different from other teams, and it's annoying to play against, but it's super solid. They are proving it again and again. Yesterday with the win as well over G2. So we are just going to be more ready for it, and I hope it's going to be that extra step that we needed back in RMR to close the game out, and I'm just hoping for a good Counter-Strike here.
Yeah, you're right. In terms of BNE, they've taken some big names. G2 really struggled against them, and then we've seen FaZe multiple times struggle, can't figure it out. Every time they say they think they have figured it out, but when you look at BNE, when you talk about that playstyle, what is it that you're trying to avoid?
It's some things that you don't really expect to happen, and they consistently happen against BNE. I don't know. It's really weird to discuss this because it's, again, like every map is different and every game is different. But BNE they have an incredible record against tier 1 teams. FaZe, G2, they're beating them consistently in the big matchups, I would say. And but sometimes they're struggling against tier 2. We saw it in Melbourne, where they couldn't, I think, close the final against Movistar. And this is one of the things that is kind of playing in our favor, because we are maybe less predictable, or we're playing less this textbook Counter-Strike compared to tier 1 teams.
Well, great to hear from you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Slow down.
Kind of looked like it, but I don't know. Yeah, they did slow it down. Low peak.
Oh, what's up, baby?
Yeah, Xax's going to realize they are coming for him. This should be a quick bomb plant and potentially what could be a very difficult retake coming in. Flash around the corner, though, and there's the start. OneFlatro and GXX both picking up a kill. Kicksan gets one in return, but they're getting hunted down. The bomb is still freshly planted. They need to hold on for a long time. There we go. Nork and Stiko coming back in. GXX, he lands another bullet. It's down to a 1-on-1. He doesn't even reload. He just tries for another pistol, but it won't be in time. Nork will take him down, and we are off to the races here. Apeks will pick up the pistol.
That's a high-octane 2v4. You have them surrounded by the experience of Stiko as a more supportive element, and Jacob as just a strong, I mean, he's just been a solid player throughout his whole career, hasn't he?
Yes.
He's like a really good journeyman player.
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it? One of the few Norwegians left that is still playing at the majors. Wow, okay. Synopsy, get one in return at the very least. But this should still be a fairly easy round for them to power on through. Nicely done. Rigon showing up,
yeah,
taking down Stiko. Yeah, gotta maybe have to take those words back a little bit. The Eagles here, but he can't find the second shot. That would have been very, very cool. Nice jump around the corner, and they will clear it up. With only 2 casualties on the T side, so fair enough.
Fair enough.
We'll accept it.
2-0. Ooh, kicks in with the wide swing. Gotta be careful. OneFlatro might feel the space given up. Good awareness from Kixon to turn back. Turns from the nade, not ready for the fight because of it. And again, do you fall back or do you look for the next battle?
Yeah, by the textbook, you would fall back, right? You would say, that's it, that's good enough. GXX, a really impressive AWPer in his own right. Do not underestimate him. He's one of those AWPers that's not really usually in the conversation for a long time about, you know, good AWPers, but man, we've seen some games out of him too. They will find another kill, bring it back into a 2 versus 3. Bad news, Eagles. 30 seconds on the clock, just about. JL, that's a good crouch into the spray.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Synopsis with a knife out. He's get himself killed. And we're right back into a 1 versus 2. That's a little bit unforgivable.
Yeah, that's very, very unforgivable.
Go for it anyway. He does have some grenades. He could make it a bit interesting. He's got a kit as well. Finds even one of them, but he's been spotted out already. He needed to find the kill first instead of getting discovered the other way. Apeks at a 4-0 run right now.
So many, I feel like there were like a ton of advantages Bad News Eagles just threw away in that run, and we highlighted a couple of them as they happened. The opening fight from Rigon, he goes back for the second, gets traded. This push right here from OneFlatro and sticking around without finding safety, kind of trying to manage almost like 3 angles at once. That's an early timeout taken from Bad News Eagles. Their call from Bad News Eagles. They want to go find a fight. As we know, Stiko's in perfect position. Look at his face. He's so ready. He's so ready, so focused. Grabs the first. Oh, not the second. But now they know his position, and they can start pushing forth through Donut a little bit quicker. He's stuck at the box. And they know he's out here to the left, hunting him down. There's the jump up. There's the kill from JL. And reinforcements have not arrived. Scenarios had to go so slow and cautiously through middle, knowing that Red Room might have been compromised, and Bad News Eagles have a decision to make in a 2v3.
But he wouldn't have been allowed to anyway. So either way, Apeks, what a start for them. 6-0 in their favor. Doesn't really get any better than this.
No, not at all. And they've handled some of the early pressure and some of the early fights. They've expected the unexpected. Things help a little bit. That exchange again between JL and Juan Flatro, essentially almost just about even.
Oh, nicely done. One saved AWP. And Jacob falls victim to it. Scenari's pushed all the way down the ramp of the B-bomb side. Oh, that's beautiful. Crisp shot coming up from Synopsy. Yeah, one of the three. JL's practically dead already. Going to be leading in with Kicksan, hoping to find an entry. 40 seconds here. That's a great shot, but yeah, the off angle there for Juan Flatro. Going to be taking down Kicksan, and now time is running out, and the flank is coming in. Rigon, you see him call it instantly. They know where that last player is. It's going to be a free kill from him. So they do convert the round, 6-1. And now, you know, we talked about this being sort of a, potentially a flawless round coming out from Apeks, which they probably needed. One little taste of victory for Bad News Eagles. Surely not going to be enough. No, look at this forward position. They're going to get flashed out of it, though, unfortunately. He just had to fire that gun. Felt like maybe someone could have peeked him, and JL wanted to push forward. Smoke is in there, and Rigon is a very, very forward push here. They are... The only one that can maybe bring him out is if Jacob can find a kill over at the A-bomb side, because the rest of them are kind of locked in here, and they will find...
What's a little this might be the moment. This might be the moment for the move to be made. Actually, okay, Synopsy hears everything. He's pushed up. This was very aggressive everywhere on the map for Bad News Eagles. So Synopsy heard the footsteps over to the A-bomb site. Stico's got the bomb. He goes down. That's going to be the round. Jacob and Nock have to just save these weapons. Low on the Bad News Eagles side, but there's really no hope of winning this.
Aggressive all across the map, Jason, is what you said. That's
I mean, Rigon pushed down middle and flanked towards the B holes. Synopsy pushed down middle and got a close angle behind the smoke at the main choke point towards middle. And obviously the B defense, with that kind of knowledge of nothing being in middle, was more than happy to just flash and take fights at the B ramp. So yeah, everyone willing to fight for Bad News Eagles when they're in that comfortable position, and a timeout taken by Apeks, their first.
It's the 6-round win streak to begin the half with. It wasn't that one-sided that they just were able to stack an infinite amount of money. Rigon in the middle. Good control with the AK. He sprays all of them down. The ace to pick it up. And yes, I said earlier, you don't want to get Bad News Eagles fired up. You don't want the momentum. And
push down B ramp as well.
Yeah, good patience for Apeks. Oh, fight in the middle breaks out. A little bit of chaos here. Flashes go everywhere, and GXX will pick up the kill on Kicksan in the middle. So it is still a 3 versus 3. Man, that was all-out chaos.
For JL to be patient and make this play happen.
Oh my God!
Oh!
That's 4x3. Surely would have seen him. Now he definitely does. My God, seconds from disaster. GXX could have been dead. I can't believe it. That came down to almost nothing.
And another round, he'll hate watching back, JL.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was about 10 seconds he had time to make that play. There's no way for him to know it, but the window of opportunity was
able to win the round. But you know what? If he gets the first one, then maybe it's possible. Does spot it out, 15 seconds, and going to decide to go for the bomb plant instead, just to get a little bit of extra economy on that T side. Why don't you? Oh, sees it, but GXX still able to drop him. So they are going to try and hit this A bomb site. Rigon's in the back. Synopsy is kind of not able to help him that much. Oh, he just screams out. He's in so much trouble. It's a weird setup for an A defense right there.
Yeah, no one to take attention away from Rigon in that corner. Synopsy Molotov's off, and now they're kind of bottlenecked as well. 2 players not able to actually get out and access into the retake, and Bad News Eagles just completely taken out of position. And with the smokes up at the choke points, and with how convincing this take is, might be time to back off.
Yeah, they have some money in the bank, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it to throw anything away.
They're going to try and stop this. Jacob and Stico are pushing up into Red Room as well.
Yeah, they actually might be able to catch all of them. This is really sick. Apeks, they sense a moment of weakness, and Jacob's hunting them down. Synopsy has no way out of that one. That's really convincing. Well done. They not just even to win the round, but obviously to get all the rifles out of their hands. That's a good amount of money.
Potential punish that could have massive consequences.
Not gonna lie, I didn't even realize there was a Molotov behind Rigon either. There's the punishment you were talking about. Jacob, and he keeps pushing. Does he see it? He got a kill here last time, and he almost did it again. Keeps on powering through, takes down Sceneri, and he's right back into a 2-on-3. Jacob, he's just cracked open the round. Flatro with a good shot and a little bit of damage. He knows the rest of them are there, but it won't matter. Nice find on the AK.
Synopsy got a kill from Donut as well, so they know his position. They can book over to the B bomb site with all impunity and get that bomb planted. They have strong positions. Not going to hold the smoke run through from Synopsy, who surely risks it, if I know anything about Bad News Eagles. And he gets behind the box, keeping him boxed in. Good shot, 1v1.
He throws it. Oh, but the smoke in hand. He just let it go. It's such a sick kill on the first player, but it will not make a difference. Kicksam with the double, and Apeks, they are up to 9 rounds on their T side, and they have taken away the economy of BNE. This is starting to look like a really, really good first half.
Jacob, bro, is just a missile of impact in this round. He cracks everything open, spots the player who'd already crossed, eliminates 2 players in middle. And I mean, part of that...
And it throws me off every time.
Yeah, birds might not even be real. Good double kill in middle, add a third on top of it. Isn't there the conspiracy that birds are actually just like really elaborate spy devices? Kind of like how Finland's not really a country?
Say it's not real, but I feel like you're siding with the government already, Jay. Find that to be suspicious. Flatro having himself one hell of a round. Double kill in the middle. Spun around for that one. JL is on his own here. And a 1 versus 3. Some shots for the smoke. They know he's in here somewhere. A 5th round for BNE it's still not really close, but it's something that they desperately need. The second half, we're going to need to see a strong start for the BNE team. We'll be back after the break.
So let's find out. Oh, Kicksam's going to get pulled right into this. Way too early even a rotation on the flank. It's going towards the A bomb site. Jacob's going to be under pressure again.
Yeah, but there is potentially a flank coming in. Oh no, JL and Nork, they're actually held back quite a lot. Jacob's just on his own back here. Nothing but him and his USP and some headshots that are coming out. Jacob, he's found a way again to bring his team back into it. JL gonna get run down, but it's still a 2-on-2. And the bomb, it's dropped out there. How much more does Jacob have left in him? Can he save the team one more time? They've picked up the bomb, and they're starting to see if they can fall back. Stigo's going to watch them, and at least they will know. 2-on-2 for the afterplant here, and BNE, they need this pistol round so badly.
Jacob's just so safe in that position. What a stunning pair of kills it's on. Stigo moving in. Oh, that's a peek and a half. Sceneri lined it up before the peek and drills him in the face and being planted a 1-on-3. And this one, I don't think... Okay, well, see you later. I won't even build up. I won't even build up into it.
He just barely cracked open the door, didn't he?
He just did that. Good way to find yourself, because it's really easy to feel like this pistol round gets lost after these 2 kills from Jacob, especially because you only had 1 more player at that A bomb site at that point in time. Good pair of kills at the end for Sceneri. BNE's within
the forces. It could get real interesting. Let's see what these smokes could do on the CT side.
Ooh, not going to push up out of the Molotov. Needs that first kill. Can't get it. Can't track the MAC-10, but the Deagle has lined up a shot, so is Kicksin. Okay, now we've got a problem. Now the alarm bells ring for Bad News Eagles. 1 more for JL, and they've been stopped cold.
Yeah, that smoke, that's a T smoke that's failed. JL cracking their skulls as they get into the bomb site. A beautiful triple out of him, and Apeks, they steal the round back.
Oh, I want my Deagle to work like that. I want that Deagle.
Listen, we'll get you a private lesson with JL later.
I'll take it.
Down.
What's his rate? I'm in. Look at this, holding the line.
It's that smoke. You actually see it up on the stairs. They needed that smoke to be down to block that position, and it just failed.
Amazing.
Yeah, and all that.
He's trying to play a step ahead now. Nobody is, because unlike Bad News Eagles, Apeks are a pretty disciplined team on the CT side, right? They are happy to sit around and wait for this to actually unfold. They're at least on the bomb site, but a very tough position for GXX to even get the bomb plant in.
Yeah, bomb was dropped, which means he can't really hold on to Temple in any meaningful way, which now slides Rigon into action. And as you mentioned, they'd encountered him earlier. So an easy cleanup for JL with a pair of kills in the round.
For you people at home, you sound confident on the internet and people will believe you.
I can hear British voices behind me rising. Into the Breach has won their map over on the mainstream. They've taken down Ents in convincing fashion, much like Apeks is doing here to Bad News Eagles. JL has been having fantastic impact in this second half. He's up to 22 kills. So, I mean, with that kind of a frag total, he's having fantastic impact in the first half, but really you can feel his presence here on the CT side.
Yeah.
It's all down to this flank from Regon.
It really is a long flank coming through. He's going to get the first one for free. He wants to see if he can make it a quick double. Ooh, trying to stab him. Okay, but you need the next here. 50 seconds. He's controlling the middle, and actually, they're going to walk the bomb back. This is not at all.
Stiko's going to bypass him, though. He knows Jacob doesn't have the HP to kind of go for this sort of engagement. Oh, this is awkward.
It is Jacob. He's going to get the reward for it. He was just sat right up the side of his scope. And now GXX zone. He's right there in front of him. Well, it's going to be a nasty surprise. Another round for Apeks. 14-6. Leave a little gap in the smoke. Sometimes a T player will try and sneak their way through.
Yeah, that's less of a gap and more of just a really thin edge to the smoke that he's trying to go through. Maybe could spot an ankle. Now playing behind the Molotov, he's got one. Oh, JL's playing such a good game. They're going to come right back for more. Oh, but the smoke does not take Juan Flatro's gaze away. Still wins the fight on Kixon. They know JL is still there. And look at Stiko. He's got to be careful. He's got to go towards mid, though, and he could shut them all down. It looks like they're in the middle of a transition. Stiko could ruin everything with this peak, but Scenari's ready and waiting, which means Stiko wants nothing to do with it.
And he could have got caught by Rigon as well coming through T-spawn. He actually is kind of lucky to get out of there, but just showing himself might slow them down a little bit. Flash in, Molotov down, it'll slow them, and what a headshot! Stiko to take down Scenario, and they can't afford to slow this down so much. More backup is being called for, and Stiko's good for one more fight.
No way!
He's locking it out and shutting them out of the round. It's a triple for Stiko at the end. And now once again, the bomb is being planted by Juan Flato. He's no idea this might be another table banging moment because Nork has snuck in. He knows everything. He's got the right read, and there's the kill as well. Another clutch, and it goes the way of Apeks, 15-6. But the hero of the round, unquestionably the veteran player in Stiko. That is so cool, and you needed that. Again, no reason to let BNE back into the game at all. GXX will open up this round. Take down Nork at the very least. 4 versus 5 to start the round with. Synopsy and Rigon are in the middle. Getting close to Jacob, who's just in the perfect position. He's going to get one of them. We'll throw up a smoke, and Rigon, it's tempting. You want to try and get this one through, but it's also risky, and he actually gets tagged. He's dead. Just pushed back. It's all of a sudden back on the side of Apeks, 2 versus 4.
You want to talk about, I mean, just the impact of JL. We've mentioned a couple times, but yesterday against G2 on this map, Bad News Eagles. And now it's their turn to get out of a real impossible situation. Good shot from GXX. And this time there's no jump on flanks or rotations from Apeks. It's a 2-on-3. They'll likely still go for this, or at least challenge a little bit to see if they can find a kill.
Well, you don't get shot in the back all of a sudden. Scenario, that's actually about to happen, but he walks in. Good timing. And he'll find the kill on Stiko, and now it's a 2 versus 2. They're still coming for it, though. They find GXX, and they do have a chance here. With a kit on Jacob, they could do it. Scenario's going to get good for the spray down, and they're not defusing. No, he doesn't really know, and there's the swing wide for Jacob. He's straight back on that defuse. 20 kills on him, and a 16-6 victory as Apeks will bring down BNE.
That's a nice performance from Apeks, and a lot of that experience on display. The way they worked clutches, the way they worked out a tough scenario. 2v2s, decision-making from guys like Stiko and Jacob, unbelievable. And they're got to be happy. For Bad News Eagles, look, they've kind of mentioned they get better with pressure. Well, now all the pressure's on as they descend to 1 and 2 in this Legend stage. They're going to start facing elimination.
Ruben, legendary coach, of course, and here at the major yet again. Must feel incredible getting a win, being at another major. And I want to just talk to you about the game plan today versus BNE, because this is a team. I was talking to Stiko earlier. You guys felt like you knew how to approach their weird play style or their uncomfortable play style. Was the game plan just sit back and try and punish some of that aggression?
And I can definitely say that individually we don't feel weaker than them, and we are ready for taking the fights, and especially in taking the duels mid-round. We know what are we capable of, and especially in disadvantages we have. I think throughout the tournament you guys could have already seen that we feel confident in 3v4s, 2v4s, and there is a lot of protocols, a lot of scenarios we are always discussing post-games. And yeah, we are just basically ready for every single game, and Game plan wise, we are ready for every single game. We knew about which map we're gonna play. We checked the veto from RMR when we played Inferno. Now we wanted to throw ourselves in their better map. They won against G2. We knew they're not gonna drop it. We know they are a confident team, relying a lot on individuals' skill. But we also felt that when we are starting T-side, since they had this, we had advantage, but we gave it back to them so they could pick City, and we knew where is the flaws on their City side, so we basically abused it and as much as we could. I think the score could be even like 11 or 12-3, 11-4, 12-3.
Now we look at JL and your time and your belief in JL as a player, bringing him in from the Mad Lions. It's difficult to hear and with the calls down here, but I just want to talk about JL because a player you brought in from Mad Lions, is it great to see your belief in him paying off, seeing him perform here at the Legend stage?
I don't want to favorize anybody, but of course he's the guy who was growing next to me, let's say. It was his first professional team when it was actually me believing in him. He was our 6th or 7th choice in Mad Lions, but we were doing kind of a intelligent test of the players, and he had really great results. So we said, like, he was an OPER before, and I said, like, we can give you an opportunity to play only if you pick a rifle. He agreed. In the beginning, it was tough because I know he has this winner's mentality. He couldn't stand being 6th or 7th player and just play 2 or 3 maps at the start. But now I know that decision was fucking worth it, and he's insane. I love him. I love his personality outside. I love his confidence inside of the game, and yeah. He's my starter, right?
Absolutely. Well, congratulations yet again, Kuban, and back to you, Anders and Moses.
Nice! You should have it, yes! Wait, headphones on. Nice! Nice! You made my day, thank you. You play fucking football today. Hey, man!